Hello and welcome back to another episode of Fallout 4 on Nyxus Gaming. We are here on the Prydwen and we're going to finish exploring it today and hopefully get to our next mission, which is Show No Mercy. We got to go talk to Maxson and have some good old fun. So yeah, we're going to finish exploring up here and we're going to be getting a lot of the loot that we need. One weird bit of loot are these vodka bottles.
Keep hoarding that, Garb.
And I think they're listed as important loot because they aren't aid, like they aren't actual vodka. They're literally just junk that's hard to find. There's two of them on the ship. We missed another one in the mess hall. I'll go down and find it while we're listening to Personal Log 142.
Personal Log Entry 142. I can sum up living on the Prydwen in 4 words. I miss field assignments. Don't get me wrong, the research we're doing is exciting stuff, but life on this ship is a nightmare. I'm trapped in this metal tube 18 hours a day. I still can't decide who smells worse, the soldiers or the mole rats. And what passes for conversation among the grunts makes mutants seem scholarly. I'm gonna speak to Proctor Quinlan. Field scribes cannot have it this bad.
Alright, so yeah, the vodka bottle was right there next to the drink machine, so we got both of those. We're gonna head to the command deck now. There's another holotape that we missed down here. There are quite a few holotapes down, or all around the Prydwen that we missed. Well, not really missed, we just never got them, you know? Let's see, I'm gonna take these. I didn't realize these were here the first time through. But we're going all the way down here, and there it is, sitting on the control deck. CIT Recon Report.
Recon Report. Knight Wagner recording.
Systems are functioning at optimum levels.
It appears the intel claiming the old CIT ruins house an entrance to the Institute was incorrect. My scouts and I spent days combing the location for a way in, and it turned up nothing, other than a couple of minor casualties. When a contingent of synths boxed us into an old tunnel where we were sniffing around. My immediate recommendation would be to follow the trail back on whoever provided that intel. I suspect some wastelander is feeding Proctor Quinlan lies to earn some caps.
And there we go, we got that one. Now we're going to head back up to the sleeping deck we were at, because there's a couple of other holotapes, and this is where we stopped before with exploring, so we haven't actually seen a lot of this. There's this area back here that just has more beds and stuff in it. But I do think there is a there's also a terminal right here, cruise terminal. Announcement 1. All recovered technology must be presented immediately to Proctor Quinlan for evaluation. Anyone found in possession of undocumented technologies will be subject to inquiry and punishment. Announcement 2. Scribe Neria's mole rat subjects are not pets. They are crucial military resources. As such, they are not to be fed by any personnel save Scribe Neria and her team. Any violation of this policy will result in severe disciplinary action. Due to increased raider activity, all leave requests to off-base sites have been temporarily suspended. Affected parties will have their leave compensated at the next available opportunity. This is a notice to all personnel. Please think of your brothers and sisters down below. Thoroughly secure all gear while on the flight deck. Any personnel who have not completed their annual medical evaluation should report to Night Captain Cade immediately to schedule an examination. Just a bunch of random announcements and stuff there. Kind of adds to the game. Lets you know how they actually run stuff down here, I guess. But it's nothing too interesting or important to the story. There's the holotape I'm looking for. Maxson was right.
You know, before getting shipped to the Commonwealth, I thought Elder Lyons still had some good points. The Brotherhood in the capital wasteland, they were about helping. But this assignment, it's opened my eyes. On the flight here, we passed city after city. Buildings taller than I've ever seen. Some that nearly clipped the Prydwen. And who uses them now? Mutants. Freaks. Seeing all that destruction, tens of millions dead, brought on by technology run amok, it made it so clear. Elder Maxson is right.
Alright, go ahead and break into these. Then we got another terminal there to look into. Nothing good in there. It's kind of messed up. Like, I feel like these should be considered stealing because these are probably belongings to other people on the Prydwen, but it's fine. It's ours now, right? Outgoing mail terminal. Karen, I really miss you, baby. I hope you're safe out there. Remember to keep the doors locked at night and the shotgun I gave you loaded at all times. Don't trust anyone unless you know them, and even then, keep an eye on everything they do. I don't know how long this tour will last, but I promise to come back safe. Love you. Opened with moving your king's pawn 2 spaces, eh? Smart move. Try to control the center of the board and free up the queen and one of your bishops. I bet you think I'm going to mirror your move, but guess what? I'm going to move my queen's pawn 2 spaces so I can teach you a little something called the French defense. Don't worry, you'll get the hang of this game. Are they playing mail or chess over the mail? That's interesting. Hey Mom, they're letting me send out a message before we initiate radio silence. I'm working with a pretty decent officer, a guy named Kells. He treats us well as long as we do what we're told. Working with the Brotherhood has been an amazing experience so far. It's nice to finally be making a difference in this messed up world. Gotta go now, Mom. Say hi to Daniel for me. Chalk up 2 more dead ferals. That makes a total of 17 since I've been out here. You wouldn't believe how easy they go down when you hit them with a laser rifle. It slices right through the ugly things like butter. When I get back from this tour, I'm going to take you feral hunting. Trust me, you'll love it. For now, you'll just have to stick to hunting the local mole rats with your zip gun. I hope this message gets to the right person. My name is Knight Boda, and I served with your son, Initiate Arlen. I'm sorry to inform you that Arlen was shot and killed during one of our field training operations. I wanted you to know he died a brave death, saving the life of 3 other initiates in the process. There's nothing I can say that will soften the blow of losing a child, but I wanted you to know that it was an honor to fight at Arlen's side. You should be proud of the sacrifice he made for the sake of his country. I've sent his personal belongings back to the Citadel. You have my deepest condolences for your loss. That's kind of sad. Let's move on. I don't want to worry about that. Alright, so we got these storage containers. Nothing too important there. Just moving on. This is like a little research area here.
There.
That has like, you got Neria here with her mole rats. We can talk to her. We just learned about her.
Scribe. Give Proctor Ingram my thanks for letting me borrow you.
There's no time to waste when there's work to be done.
But please don't touch anything. I refuse to be held responsible if you're injured.
Are all these creatures yours?
Well, they're an important part of my research, if that's what you mean. I'm on the cusp of discovering how these creatures' bodies have adapted to the radiation that's infiltrated their habitats. If I can crack the code, I can equip our troops with a protective compound far superior to Rad-X.
What do you mean, crack the code?
The genetic code. The DNA sequences that are in every living thing. You see, the ionizing radiation left behind by the Great War kills because it damages most living things on a cellular level. However, after several generations, these creatures' bodies have adapted by altering their genetic makeup to prevent cellular disruption. I believe I've discovered how I can replicate that genetic restructuring rapidly. Instead of decades, I can do it in moments. For a short period of time, anyway.
Why alter it for a short period of time? Why not do it permanently?
Attempting to alter the genetic code permanently? That's too close to what happened with FEV and Spawn, the super mutant. I'm not willing to take a chance like that. I wish I could show you a sample of the compound, but unfortunately I've hit a stumbling block preventing me from synthesizing a sample. The specimens I've already captured can only produce so much blood and genetic material. If I try and harvest too much, they'll die. What I need are more samples of blood from the creatures roaming the Commonwealth.
Will I get some of that new compound you're developing?
If I make a breakthrough, you'll be the first person I give it to. After I've tested it on myself, of course. I've modified your Pip-Boy to scan the corpse of any freshly killed creature that has the proper type of blood in its body. All you have to do is pick up any viable sample and bring it back to me. Hey, I really appreciate you doing this for me. It's nice to know I'm not the only person in the Brotherhood with an open mind.
Alright, so that is another miscellaneous objective, similar to the technical documents one. where it will never disappear from our journal. It is infinite. We now have the ability to get these blood samples, and whenever we have enough, we can just bring them back to her until the end of the game, until we're done with the game, and we can get some of that stuff she's making. But what I was talking about, this is a little research area, obviously, and it has something interesting in it if I can find it. Probably over here. Yeah, these. Experimental plants.
Have you collected any blood samples, Knight?
No, sorry.
I understand. Thanks for checking back with me. I really appreciate you searching for the blood samples. As soon as I make a breakthrough, I'll let you know.
So it's not explicitly stated what these are. They're just experimental plants. But if you're a fan of the Elder Scrolls, you might recognize them a little bit. They're a bit discolored, but to be fair, they have a tendency to change their color in Elder Scrolls too. You can harvest them. We got an experimental plant here. I actually don't know what it does or what the point in taking it is. It heals you by 10 HP and gives you 5 rads. It's really not great. So I'm not going to harvest the rest.
Samples, Knight?
But yeah, it's a Nirnroot reference from the Elder Scrolls, I'm pretty sure. I think we can read about it here, Experimental Hybrid Log. Dr. Quinlan's teams continue to bring in samples of the local flora. They seem fairly corrupted by radiation, but some of them have promising properties, so we'll continue to study them. Our ultimate goal is to cultivate enough hybrids to increase our heterotic yield. If we can do that, we may be able to cultivate the new species and create viable alternatives to our dependency on man-made resources. Had a bit of an unexpected find today. One of our field scribes brought a small root he found at the mouth of a river. Normally, I wouldn't hold high hopes for such a small specimen, but the root is displaying chemical properties I've never seen before. I'm not sure anything will come of it, but it's certainly worth experimenting on. My new experimental root is doing surprisingly well. I've managed to graft pieces of it onto some hardier stock, and we've yielded a strong leafy plant with thick roots. While I am uncertain of future applications for my new hybrid, I did a chemical test and it seems safe to ingest. On a whim, I boiled the plant in some water and discovered that it makes an oddly good tea. When I entered the botany area this morning, I couldn't believe my eyes. My experimental root has started glowing. After running a battery of tests, I'm 100% certain this isn't radiation, but some sort of bioluminescence. I intend to continue my tests to see what else we can get out of this little wonder. One of my fellow scribes suggested I probably shouldn't drink tea made from the leaves anymore, but it's really great tea and I still don't see the harm. After some debate, I've decided to name my discovery Glowleaf. Ingesting the plant must have restorative properties because I feel healthier than ever. A few of the scribes on the laboratory team think I'm getting addicted to it, but what the hell do they know? Anyone who tells me I can't have my cup of Glowleaf tea can stuff it. Experiment terminated. Senior botany scribe has been reassigned. Tells me that didn't turn out too well, but like it glows bioluminescence. I think Nirnroot had that in at least Skyrim. I think it kind of did in Oblivion too. It doesn't talk about the ringing noise though, and that's like the classic staple of Nirnroot. So I don't know. It's pretty much Nirnroot though. Commonwealth plant database or something. Bloodleaf. Short, broad-leafed red flower with long roots found near water sources. Leaves are edible, appears to have restorative properties, but is usually irradiated, so continued consumption not recommend. Carrot flower. Long stem specimen with delicate white flowers, appears edible, may be related to the mutated carrots grown on farms, uncertain of its properties, so recommend caution. Hub flower. Large hanging purple flowers, bitter, but appears to have some restorative benefits, will continue to investigate. Potato. According to some old botany texts we found, this appears to be a combination of a now extinct plant called a potato and another extinct plant called a tomato. The outside looks like a tomato, but the inside is brown, tastes as absolutely disgusting as it looks, but will keep you from starving. Razor grain. This species appears to be quite promising. It's a toothy grain that we may be able to grind in order to replace wheat, which is untenable in the wasteland. We are uncertain how to increase crop yields, which are very unpredictable. We'll continue to study. Okay, so yeah, that's all the other...
There's science to be done.
all the other plants and stuff, you can see they are, like, actually experimenting on them and stuff. I'm surprised there isn't a mute fruit log on there, because I feel like mute fruit's a pretty staple plant in this game. I don't know. Are you a kid? Oh, you're a squire.
Squire.
Ad Victorium, Knight.
Okay. There's also this terminal here, which is probably related to the other experiments. It's a Neria's terminal. Personal notes. As we've been traveling towards the Commonwealth, I've been preparing my makeshift laboratory in the rear cargo hold of the Prydwen. When we arrive, Quinlan says he'll be sending out several patrols with the express purpose of collecting viable field specimens. My job is to oversee the dissection and study of anything the patrols bring aboard. I've always agreed with the notion that the quickest way to learn your enemy's weakness is by examining them from the inside out. I hope I don't have to wait too terribly long to put that notion to the test. Quinlan's collection teams have already brought super mutant and synth specimens aboard. I've collected a fair bit of data from their remains, but have yet to discover anything that will give our soldiers an advantage in the field. As far as the super mutant specimens go, they're quite different from the strains present in the capital wasteland. So most of our anatomical records require updates, which takes time. That's actually an interesting thing in the Fallout lore. Super mutants come from FEV. But most of the FEV was made on the West Coast, as far as I know. The ones on the East Coast that you find, like in Fallout 3, they mainly came from that vault that was absolutely flooded with FEV. And I think super mutants were taking people back there to make more super mutants. But the ones here in the Commonwealth are even more different. And we'll get more into that when we visit the final faction in the base game. And the synth specimens, they're a complete mystery. The models we've recovered are almost entirely mechanized, so I've been coordinating with Proctor Ingram since she's our resident robotics expert. I suppose it's only a matter of time before I have some answers. In the meantime, I'm going to begin working on a special project of my own design. I've brought several mole rat specimens aboard for my special project. I'm convinced that the key to unlocking improved radiation resistance is in tenacious little creatures like these. If they've learned to adapt to the radiation blanketing the Commonwealth, with a little help, we can too. I know most of the crew thinks I'm crazy, but I'm certain that I'm on the right track. I just need as many viable blood samples as possible to make my theory a reality, which is difficult right now since Maxson has most of our team sweeping for technology. I'll see what I can do with my mole rat specimens, but I am not sure it will be enough. I've run into a stroke of luck today. One of the new recruits has agreed to do a little field research for me and bring back as many viable blood samples as they could find. I was even more fortunate that they possessed a Pip-Boy I could modify to extract the blood from whatever creatures they killed during their missions. Now all I have to do is wait until our new recruit returns and my special project can continue in earnest. That's about us. That terminal entry only shows up after we agree, I guess. From Quinlan. While I'm pleased that you're settling into your new role as our medical examiner, I'm a bit dismayed that your attention appears to be focused on your own personal projects. The dissection and examination of the super mutant and synth corpses need to be your top priority. Don't make me regret placing you in charge of that laboratory, Neria. I have plenty of other scribes waiting in line who are just itching for you to fail. Reese. That was one of... Knight Reese was one of Dance's guys, right? I'm sending the mole rats that you asked for on the next vertibird flight from the police station. I have no idea what you want them for. Those things bite and they crap all over the place. It was a pain in the ass to collect them alive, so you better have that case of whiskey you promised ready for the return flight after the pilot drops them off. As far as getting a Brahmin up there, you can forget it. I talked to the pilot and he refuses to shove one of those disgusting things into his ship. Kells. I've been informed by several members of the crew that you're keeping several mole rat specimens in the laboratory area of the ship. While I can appreciate their value as biological specimens, I'm sure you understand that these creatures are filthy and emit an unpleasant odor in enclosed spaces such as our hull. I'll permit you to keep them if you can assure me that you'll have Proctor Ingram devise some type of ventilation system to help mitigate the smell. Try to remember that you're sharing a space where people have to eat and sleep, Scribe. I expect a full report by the end of the week. Okay, so yeah, that's just a rundown on all the experiments, on the super mutant and the synth corpse and the mole rats over here. All a bunch of fun stuff, but I think that pretty much clears up this level. This top level here is literally just a walkway that goes all the way across, and the only thing we gotta worry about is, of course, on the other side of the walkway, so we're gonna have to run through it anyway. And then after we grab that, we should be able to head on over to Elder Maxson and actually start a mission 20 minutes into the video. It took a lot longer to go through that than I thought. It was a lot of reading. Alright, the only thing we're looking for here, other than this amazing view over the Commonwealth, the only thing we are looking for is in this crate right here. It's locked with an advanced lock. Shouldn't be too hard to get into. There is a long-range laser rifle, laser sniper rifle in here. I think that's actually the first time I've seen a laser sniper rifle, so that actually seems pretty good. Alright, now let's go down and let's see Maxson. Shall we? How do I get down there easily? I guess just like that. Okay, I guess he's out here. He's actually on the flight deck.
Ad Victoriam, Knight.
Is he up there? No? Oh, he's right over here. Okay.
I wish we could arm him.
Hey, buddy, I'm back.
Elder Maxson?
Now that you've familiarized yourself with the Prydwen's crew, are you ready for your next assignment, Brotherhood?
What sort of assignment are we talking about?
The kind of assignment where all of the training you've done finally begins to pay off. Let's get right to it then, shall we? Take a look over there. That's Fort Strong, and it's infested with super mutants. Having those aberrations of nature close enough to smell is making me sick to my stomach. To make matters worse, they're sitting on top of a massive stockpile of Fat Man shells we could use in our campaign. I want you to head over there, wipe out everything that moves, and secure that stockpile. Understood?
Super mutants? I thought the enemy was the Institute.
Super mutants are no better than synths. They're a reminder of man's folly when it comes to harnessing technology. Whether it's using biochemistry to manipulate genes, or trying to create life from a bunch of circuits. It's the wrong path for science. As members of the Brotherhood, it's our sworn duty to exterminate these abominations in every form. So, can I count on you to get the job done?
What do these shells do?
The Fat Man launcher is an essential part of the Brotherhood arsenal. It's a miniature nuclear payload, in a man-portable format. A squad of troops armed with one of these is virtually unstoppable.
I
If you ever
wouldn't
have the
say
pleasure of
that.
firing one of them, allow me to give you a word of advice. Don't fire one of them in close quarters. There won't be enough of you to bury in a shoebox. That enough to go on?
Consider it done.
Look, I realize you're eager to take the fight to the Institute, but it'll have to wait. The Brotherhood cannot allow those abominations to have a nuclear arsenal at their fingertips.
It'll be a pleasure to exterminate that mutant filth.
Now, we have a vertibird on standby, fully armed and ready to depart. Use it to carry our message to Fort Strong, and wipe those dirty mutants from the face of the earth. Dismissed.
Yeah, so I think you can walk over to Fort Strong if you really want to, but there's also a vertibird ready to take you over there. And I'm pretty sure there's a super mutant behemoth over there waiting for you, and the idea is you want to use the minigun to take it out. So it's probably not a good idea to walk over there. We haven't actually fought a super mutant behemoth yet in this file, so this ought to be interesting. Got a good look at the Boston airport underneath. Don't worry, we'll get there probably next episode.
Moored above the airport keeps the Brotherhood within striking distance of the city.
Yeah, those were all the lasers I was wondering about last episode. They are literally just on a firing range. Okay. Just a nice old look around as we go over. Is that, that's a settlement right there. I can't remember what it's called, though. But we already cleared it out.
Target acquired.
Oh,
Try and keep him in your sight.
there's the super mutant behemoth right there. Oh my god, it's throwing stuff at us. I think the vertibird can actually go down if it takes enough damage. And it's not just the super mutant that can take it down, it's the other mutants as well.
Look at this thing. I'm gonna find a place to set her down and then hightail it back to Prydwen for repairs.
You could at least let us stay here with the minigun, dude. Oh my god, this is why I don't use an actual minigun or heavy weaponry or machine guns, assault rifles, or anything automatic like this in the game, because the kickback from it is massive. Oh my god, they're like coming from all angles here. Might get a level up from this at least. Oh, that's a legendary. Are they both over there? They're hiding. They're hiding. How do you expect me to actually hit you when you're hiding behind a wall, dude? Can I get out? Can I just... I'm gonna deal with this like a man. I'm gonna walk up and I'm gonna just shoot you in the head, dude. Yeah, who needs a minigun anyway, right? I have a pistol. He was literally the last one, too. And yeah, the vertibird just kind of leaves you as soon as you get out. So if you don't feel comfortable being on foot, definitely stay in it and use the minigun. But I feel like my way was more effective, for me at least. Do these guys carry ammo that I want? Don't some of them have rifles that have 308 rounds in them? I'm pretty sure. These guys don't, though. What did this guy have on him? Metal right arm, safe crackers. Is that better than what we have? It is. Yeah, none of them have 308 rounds. They have 38 rounds, but no 308. There's a little graveyard here. Where is that, the behemoth right there? I don't know what kind of loot he has on him, but we definitely want to check that out. I like how he just kind of toppled over the fence there. He has a fusion core on him? Okay. Armor-piercing automatic combat rifle or shotgun there, one of the two. Yeah, I think we don't want anything else from him. We're good. Let's head into the actual fort. Where, in case you don't realize, there's just going to be more super mutants in the fort for us to take out.
Quite a bit of trash to pick through here. Searching through it could prove beneficial.
I hear something.
How do they already hear me immediately? Like, I crouch and start walking around. I have the magazines that make it harder for them to detect me. But they never work. Bye and bye. Now, oh, did you take care of the ones over there? Good job, Dance. You're actually putting some work in.
Keep your safety off. Whoever or whatever created this mess might still be around.
Oh, they're definitely still around. You don't see the dead bodies around? Are they all coming in this way? I think they are. I see them all on this level. Yup, they're all coming over. Here, let's just go this way then. Since that's where they're coming from, right? Oh man, I missed. Right, who cares about a few super mutants, right? This is easy stuff. Oh my god, that's a cool poster. Communism is coming. Be vigilant. Okay. I don't know why it's a spider. I guess because people are scared of spiders? I guess. And people should be scared of communism? It's probably some imagery I'm not getting there, but okay. It still looks really cool. Okay, I was trying to go this way first. Because I feel like since this door was locked, it's probably not the right way to go, you know?
Sweet.
Oh, we got a terminal in here. There's a whiskey bottle that's sort of similar to the vodka bottles. Like, it's listed as important loot. Oh, covert operations manual. More difficult to detect while sneaking. Maybe it'll work next time. Probably not. But yeah, it's the same as the vodka bottles. It's just a non-aid thing. It's an actual junk. Which I guess is just rare to find in the game, so they're listed as important loot. Alright, General Brock's reports, June 2075. As of today, command of Fort Strong is passed to me. I'm looking forward to helping the U.S. Army test some of its experimental weapon systems at our facility. I've already had the men preparing the island for testing operations by tearing down the old barracks and constructing a simulated town. Since we'll be fighting the enemy on an urban front, I think the best way to test these weapons is by seeing how well they'll punch through civilian structures. Hey, there's someone named Geneva on the phone. I think they got a problem with that. September 2075. We've been testing the new batch of T-51B power armor suits that the Army Corps of Engineers just rolled off the assembly line. I'm impressed with the amount of protection they afford our soldiers, yet allow them a great deal of mobility. I've noticed that the soldiers are still having trouble jumping in these things. Because of the suit's weight, they often tip over on hard landings. I've had the maintenance boys look at it, and they're suggesting adding a gyroscope and shock absorbers to the lower torso. I'll pass it up on the chain and see if I can get Washington to spend the extra money it'll cost for the modification. February. Things are starting to heat up overseas, so Washington is pushing us to cut the project turnaround times in half. I told them that would be dangerous, but it seems like we don't have much of a choice. I've decided to split my staff into Alpha Team and Bravo Team so we can work on 2 projects at the same time. The manpower will be reduced, but I'm convinced that we'll still be able to maintain our new schedule. I'm going to put Alpha Team on the power armor and Bravo on the new M42 Fat Man launchers. June 2076. Alpha Team just shipped out the first batch of T-51B suits to the front in China. Reports are already coming in that the suits are performing better than expected, chewing through enemy tanks and armor like they were paper. Word has it that some of the enemy troops are even surrendering when they catch sight of the power armor troops hauling their 5mm miniguns. Looks like Alpha Team has earned themselves a weekend pass in Boston. December 2076. Bravo Team is having a heck of a time getting the M42s not to shoot far enough away from its firing position. The problem is that the warhead is still too heavy to fire the distance required. Our simulated soldiers are still soaking far too many rads and suffering blast burns. One of the technicians has suggested a radical idea of using a conventional depleting subcharge to catapult the round rapidly out of the launcher. His calculations look sound, so I'm going to let him give it a try. And September 2077. After a few design setbacks and the loss of one of our testing squads, we finally perfected the M42 launcher's firing mechanism. Washington has been writing me to wrap this project up, but with a weapon this potent, I was inclined to take my time. We've sent the launchers ahead to the supply yard in Mississippi, and we're just waiting for the go-ahead to ship the warheads wherever they need to go. Hopefully we can get those nukes out of here before the month is out. I don't feel comfortable sleeping 20 feet above enough nukes to reduce this island to ash. I probably would not sleep comfortably either.
Got some ammo in here.
Yeah, I know. I just checked that. I grabbed the ammo I wanted. You don't have to tell me when there's ammo that I missed. You'll probably get this idea, but I'm not a huge fan of Dance as a companion either. I would honestly prefer Preston over Dance, because Dance is just a big goody two-shoes, and it's hard to get away with stuff around him. But I'm hoping as we do these Brotherhood things...
I wonder if this is recent.
I'm hoping as we do these Brotherhood things, he'll go ahead and max out his affinity so we don't have to use him for too long, you know? Okay. What is that? Aluminum canister. That's the elevator. I think that goes down to where we actually need to go. Because we need to go down to, like, the supply of, to the supply of mini-nukes that they have underground.
There's quite a bit of debris here.
We've been in here, yeah. We've looped around to the other side. Not really seeing anything else. We'll head upstairs now. Check that out before we go down the elevator. Can I get upstairs? Yeah, I can. I can get upstairs from there fine. Now, if it's worth being upstairs here, I have no idea, because that seemed like a really roundabout way to get upstairs. There had to have been an easier way I missed. Let's see. Nothing really of use around here. There's a rat-away. Yeah, just a bunch of ammo, really. It's almost like we're at a fort that had a ton of soldiers that had guns that needed ammo. Like, who would have thought? Trying to navigate back to the main room. There was a way upstairs here, right? Kind of, yeah. Doesn't look to be anything useful here either, though. More 308 rounds. Okay, yeah, I think we're good to go down the elevator then. Let's see, it was over this way, right? Yeah. Probably gonna see more super mutants down here. Dance, you take up like the entire elevator. Like, you're so big, dude. Okay. Oh, super mutants. I know you're down here. They aren't in here, but they're definitely gonna be down this hallway somewhere. Utility access? What? Where? What? Okay. Are you... I can't... Wait, you're a squire. Why is there a... Why was there an What's going on here?
I'm gonna become the Brotherhood's
Dude, what's going on down here?
Greater than Paladin Dance.
I can't interact with this door. I don't know what this room is supposed to be. There's a random squire down in the basement of a fort that supposedly the Brotherhood haven't even been to. And there's nothing else in there. That was very strange. Let's just go down this hallway.
I hear something.
Oh, you definitely do hear something.
What's that?
Dance, move. Move your
What?
big foot.
Standing down. Hear that?
Over there.
All right, out of ammo. Let me reload.
Tango down.
I forgot about the hound right behind me. Take that out.
I think we're alone. We've got company.
Okay.
We're taking too many rads. We need to move
Still
out.
hear another one talking somewhere, but I think that was like the main force of them, honestly. Alright, just keep looking around here, see what we can grab. Got a restroom here. Nothing in the mirrors. Okay.
Remain vigilant.
Okay.
This place may appear abandoned, but that doesn't mean we should drop our guard.
Why does one have purified water? The other has dirty water. What the hell? Okay. Let's go downstairs then.
A noise?
Oh yeah, noise. Come around. Oh, you're a legendary.
No mercy.
Come on, dude.
You hit like a rock.
Neutralized.
I just ran up and shot him in the throat. My god. I guess he was the last one because we just got our quest objective done. Gotta talk to Dance here. Just gonna keep looting this place for now. I'll talk to Dance whenever he decides to catch up to us. Okay, this is that big main room here. There wasn't anything else in the hallway. I don't even... Why is Dance way up there? Did he leave? Did he just leave this area? What the hell is wrong with him? Whatever. I'll just take all the loot then. I don't need him. He doesn't need any of this. It's all mine. It's all garbage. But it's mine. Bravo Team Testing Terminal. Report 1. Things are getting tough around here. Brock has decided to split our men into 2 teams. I drew one of the short straws, so I ended up on the M42 Fat Man launcher team, while most of my buddies are sitting pretty upstairs with the T-51B suits. I can't even begin to describe what a ridiculous idea the M42 is, a man-portable mini-nuke thrower that a trooper in the field is supposed to deploy at close range. I've been poring over the schematics, and I have no idea what we're going to get this thing to throw a warhead far enough, how we're going to. Not to kill the soldier unlucky enough to be stuck with these death traps. Report 2. We've stripped the warhead weight down as much as possible, but I think we're looking at this the wrong way. Instead of trying to reduce the warhead weight, we should try and amp the power on the thrower itself. I know that means adding weight to an already heavy piece of ordnance, but I don't think we have any choice. One of the guys suggested we try magnetics to push the warhead through like a railgun, but the power pack would need to be the size of a suitcase. I'll keep picking away at this problem and see what I can turn up. Port 3, we lost 2 good soldiers this morning. They were on the surface testing a MERV variant of the launcher when one of the warheads misfired and hit the ground right where they were standing. Poor bastards didn't even have a chance. We couldn't even find any remains to send home to their folks. So Brock told us to just fill some cans with sand. I'll tell you, that guy doesn't give a crap about us. He's just worried about the brass back in Washington giving him a hard time. Report 4. I was in bed last night when I had one of those eureka moments. I ran over to the night shift guys in the lab, swept all of their drawings on the floor, and started sketching my idea. They must have thought I'd lost my mind. 6 hours and about 14 cups of coffee later, I had it all mapped out. We'd use a small subcharge as a launching catalyst to catapult the warhead from the launcher. We'd have plenty of range, and the subcharge could be built into the warhead itself. Brock seemed to like the plan and gave us the go-ahead to prototype the device. I can't wait to try it out. Report 5. It took the better part of a year and over 100 test firings, but the M42 is ready to be shipped out into the field. I can't believe I spent over a year on this single project. I feel pretty good knowing that we're delivering a well-tested weapon to our own guys fighting overseas. Now that it's over, I suppose Brock will move us on to something else. But for now, I'm going to spend the rest of the month packing up these warheads to ship off base. Okay, that's all well and dandy, but where are the warheads? Still don't see any warheads anywhere. I don't even know if we can get the warheads until we actually go back and talk to Dance, who I'm pretty sure did just completely leave the area, even though he's my companion. He just abandoned me. Okay, see, this looks like where I'm supposed to be. Oh, a couple more mini nukes just laying on the ground there. And this actually goes into the storage area. I can't actually loot any of this, which I'm pretty sure these crates are the mini nuke stash that they were talking about, which probably means that we do need to go talk to Dance in order to get them. Or maybe we don't get them. Maybe we just needed to clear this place out. I actually don't know. That's actually really cool, seeing them disassembled like that. I like that. Check up here. And I think that's everything. Alright, let's go get him. I just don't understand why he had to run all the way out of the area. Did he run out all the way out, or is he just waiting here? Oh, he came back. Look at you.
Excuse me, Paladin Dance?
Look at this place. You must hate these mutants as much as I do.
Why do you hate super mutants so much?
They're responsible for the death of a close friend, a Brotherhood knight named Cutler. So when you ask if I hate them, I say hate's too gentle a word. These monstrosities are just another example of man blindly taking a step forward, only to wind up stumbling 2 steps back. I've been fighting for years, trying to put a stop to this madness. And just when I thought we were getting the upper hand, along come the synths. I've seen what these super mutants do to people. Can you imagine what the synths would do to us if they ever got the upper hand? It would be Armageddon repeated, and maybe the end of everything that we hold dear. Look, I don't mean to bore you with my rhetoric. I just want you to understand how important these missions are.
How could synths bring about our destruction?
If the synths reached the point where they outnumbered mankind, how long would it take for them to decide we were no longer necessary? They certainly possess the capability to make more of their own kind, so we'd become expendable. And with Institute technology on their side, nothing could stop them. Not even the Brotherhood. It's a nightmare scenario almost too terrible to contemplate. Anyway, that's enough of that. What's important here is that you got the job done and secured these warheads. You should head back up to the Prydwen and talk to Maxson. I'm sure he'll want to debrief you as soon as possible. Dismissed.
Okay, yeah, I guess we don't need to grab the mini nukes. We just had to clear this place out, and that's it. Okay. Well, before we leave, let me pull up my loot list and see if we're missing anything. So there's a few things we missed back in this first floor, second floor area, the first area, and one of them's actually kind of weird. I don't know why it's here. There's this room here that you can't get into at all by normal means, but if you peek through it, there's a fat man there. And if you were to get into this room, you can take that fat man. It is loot you can get, but the only way to get into that room that I know of is through a power armor glitch, so we're not getting that fat man. I'm not gonna break and glitch the game in order to get something, and it's just a fat man. We don't need it. There was a Fort Strong key in this desk with the terminal. I have no idea what it unlocks, but it's there. And then on the other side of the building, I thought... yeah, over here, there's Private Murnahan's holotape.
Word came down that the Army just unloaded the first batch of the M42s this morning. I've only seen the specs for these little beauties on paper, so Private Bertram and I snuck down to take an early look. When I heard that the eggheads were designing a man-portable nuke launcher, I thought they were nuts. But they actually got the damn thing to work. And after seeing the real thing sitting right in front of me, I think they could be just enough to tip the balance of this war in our favor. I mean, can you imagine the look on the enemy's face when we get dropped into Anchorage carrying these babies? They won't know what hit them.
And that's that. There are a few things that we missed outside, including a power armor frame somewhere. That hopefully has some good power armor on it. But there's a couple of other things too. First off, there's some cannons somewhere around here. Right here, yeah. And you can actually get these cannonballs. There should be 10 of them in total. So that's 5. It's only 5. What am I missing here? Oh, there's more cannons to the south of the building that have 5 other cannonballs, apparently. So they're split up, but you can get cannonballs. I don't think they're ammo. They're just junk, I'm pretty sure. No, they're not junk. Are they? See, I'm not crazy. There were cannonballs in the Minutemen castle, and I thought in the castle we would get a weapon that could actually use them, but we didn't. So I thought I was going crazy, and these would literally just be junk. Also, that's cool. 4 fusion cores. That's random loot. That's really good. But there is a gun somewhere that can use cannonballs. They are listed as ammo. I am not crazy. Okay, other than that, there should be a dumpster somewhere around here. In the ruined house just east of the first fork in the road and between the 2 roads. Hidden behind a broken wall. That's kind of a complicated description. I hope I can find that. An open dumpster. Oh, right there. Where is it? Is it here? Ah, yes, a charge card. And you may remember these charge cards. I don't know where I think my other one's actually in my workshop at Sanctuary. But there was a random NPC that sold us one. It was a scam, of course, but there is something you can do with those later in Far Harbor, as far as I know. Let's see. The final thing we're going to get here is that suit of power armor I mentioned. And I believe it is on this side of the bridge in that guardhouse there. I'm just itching. We haven't gotten a suit of power armor in a while, other than the one the Brotherhood gave us, so I'm wondering what's going to be on this thing. That is actually so garbage. It's just T45. I am actually upset at that. Oh my god. I mean, we'll take it anyway. Might be able to make another T45 suit out of it, but we really need T51, T60, XO1 pieces for our collection. But that's going to be all the loot here. Yeah, we'll go ahead and go back to the Prydwen. And we'll turn in this quest, get a level up from it, and we'll end the episode off there. Okay, where is the Maxson? It's probably like in his actual place up here. That's fine. He's going to be wondering what the hell is going on when I come back in another suit of power armor that's not Brotherhood issued. I'd be excited that I scavenged it, but like, he literally gave me a suit of power armor for the mission, and I didn't use it, and now I'm using this.
Outstanding work at Fort Strong, soldier.
What happens at Fort Strong now?
Paladin Dance is supervising the transfer of the Fat Man warheads to the Prydwen. They'll provide quite an edge to our arsenal. I've also ordered a detachment to occupy the location, and use it as a staging area to protect the eastern side of the airport. All in all, you handed us quite a valuable location.
It was an honor fighting for the Brotherhood.
I'm glad you feel that way, because our mission here has only just begun. In order to bring the Institute to its knees, we need to use every weapon at our disposal. I try to supply my soldiers with the best. That's why I'm giving you these. Signal grenades can call a vertibird to your location when you need aerial transport. Simply throw one to the ground, and the vertibird will hone in on the unique electromagnetic smoke it emits. Once you're aboard, use the map on your Pip-Boy to interface with the pilot's navigation system, so he'll be able to take you wherever you need.
That's kind of cool. It's kind of useless on this difficulty, but maybe in survival mode where you can't fast travel, that would be cool.
Where can I get more signal grenades?
I'd use the supply I gave you sparingly. These devices are far more complex than a standard smoke grenade. Should you need more, you should acquire them from Proctor Tegan.
Will the vertibird stay and help me fight?
I'm afraid I can't spare a fully armed gunship for this task. A standard transport will have to suffice. Of course. Nothing stopping you from using the door gun while in flight.
Thank you, Elder. I'll make good use of them.
I expect that you will. Now, I'm sure you're aware that Fort Strong was simply the first step towards the liberation of the Commonwealth. An even greater task lies ahead. By now, I'm sure you've deduced that our arrival in the Commonwealth wasn't coincidental. We're here because of a unique energy reading recorded by Paladin Dance's recon team. According to our scribes, the reading indicated a level of technology that only the Institute could achieve. The moment this information came to light, our mission became clear. The Institute, and everyone responsible for the creation of the synths, must be eliminated at all costs. To accomplish this goal, we need to locate the Institute's headquarters. I've had our scribes meticulously searching the Commonwealth, but they've come up empty-handed.
Where do I start?
I want you to get out there and become our eyes and ears on the ground. You seem to have a vested interest in locating the Institute before we met, so I'm confident you'll travel in the right circles. If you discover a way in, I need you to report it to me immediately. Any questions, Knight?
Any suggestions where I should look next?
Your meeting with Dr. Amari seemed fairly telling. If the Institute has the capability to teleport its synths, then we're in for quite a fight. There must be a way to tap into the teleport signal, and your mysterious lead in the glowing sea could provide us with the answer. If you need any assistance mitigating the radiation in that godforsaken location, speak to Proctor Tegan. I'm certain he'd be willing to help.
Could those mysterious energy readings Paladin Dance's recon team detected be related to teleportation?
The level of technology that the Institute possesses is far beyond our own, so we're not certain. However, that would explain why the readings are so random and short-lived. I'll have our scribes focus on improving our scanning techniques to learn more. Anything else you wanted to ask, Knight?
Aren't there any pre-war records about the Institute that might help us?
Our records indicate that the Institute was born from the remnants of a pre-war educational facility, the Commonwealth Institute of Technology. The ruins of the facility are at the center of the city, but we've already searched them thoroughly. The location appears to have been abandoned long ago, so it appears that the trail ends there. Anything else, Knight?
Not right now, Elder.
Very well then. Dismissed.
Alright, and that's the game's way of basically telling you, like, hey, you've done your Brotherhood of Steel stuff, you can't do any more main quests for the Brotherhood until you find the Institute as part of the main quest. Which, we have some Radiance and side quests to do here above the Prydwen, but we will be working on finding the Institute after we finish up here. So we're probably going to end the episode off here. I guess I should probably do my level up before we go. I'm going to travel back to Sanctuary with this suit of power armor. And then we'll pick up back here at the Prydwen. When an enemy explodes, nearby enemies may suffer the same fate? Dude, that sounds amazing. What's this? That's science? Oh, I think we're getting bloody mess. Alright, yeah, we're going to travel back to Sanctuary. I'm going to put this armor stuff up, and then I will meet you guys back here at the Prydwen for the next episode. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you then. Bye-bye.